Hi guys, just Safi here, coming on with a different kind of video today. I get a lot of questions on this topic and I wanted to come on and talk about it. And the topic is eczema. Yes, I know that there are quite a few people out there who suffer with eczema. Eczema is basically when your skin becomes dry in certain areas, itchy, and you can also have inflammation in certain areas on your skin. It is a skin condition. It's something that will pop up in certain areas and certain times of the year. Some people have it worse than others, and it is something that anyone can get and have at any age. So yes, let's talk all about eczema because I have been dealing with it within the last 2 years, and I have developed a routine that is really helping my eczema. And if I can help anyone out there with their eczema, and even if you are suffering with dry patches on the skin, red patches on the skin, heat rash, things of that nature, then hopefully this video is helpful. Make sure, excuse my phone, make sure that you guys are subscribed and you are hitting that notification bell so you know when I upload 2 to 3 times a week, so you don't want to miss out. If you're not subscribed, I'm judging you. So hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Alright, let's get started. For me, I noticed in the last 2 years that I've developed eczema, and it happens mainly in the summertime. I get dry patches and I thought it was just a heat rash, but then my masseuse, she pointed out that it's really eczema. And so when I started doing the research, I went to the doctor. Yes, it is eczema. So I started to work on developing a routine to help me through my issues with eczema, and I know there's a lot of people out there who suffer with it. So I wanted to come on and give you a lot of advice from what I have learned. Now, the one thing is, with eczema, it can happen any time of the year, but a lot of times for me, and I know there's a few other people who I've spoken to who tell me the same thing, they can tell when their eczema is getting ready to flare up, because it'll start very small on the skin in the particular area, and it starts to get itchy. Now, I tend to get it in the summer, so with the summer coming around, and when the summer starts to come around, I know I need to start treating my skin for eczema, because I know that I'm going to be getting an eczema flare up. Now, for me, I get eczema on my arms here, and in the back of my neck. That's where the eczema flares up. Now, some things that I've done preventative wise is, in the summer I don't really wear a lot of jewelry as far as necklaces are concerned, because a lot of times with the eczema, that jewelry will rub against the skin and make my eczema even worse. So I try not to wear a lot of jewelry, especially this time of year. I also know that I have to treat my skin a little bit more differently. The one thing that I make sure that I absolutely positively do is SPF. Now, you can buy a very inexpensive sunscreen. This one is an SPF 50. This is a brand I bought from the local Walmart. So I just make sure that I have my SPF on deck for the summer. And what I usually do is, first, it starts with my shower routine. Now, I will use my sugar scrub. This is a sugar scrub that I have from Felicidad, and it is this is a chocolate scrub, but they have also different kinds, coconut lemon. They also have another citrus blend as well, and I use this to scrub my skin. Now I use this not only for the eczema, but I also use it when I get out of the hospital and I have issues with dry skin due to being in the hospital and medications and whatnot. So I will use this. All I do is just scoop it out and I just start exfoliating my skin, especially in the areas where I have trouble with my eczema. And then I do that. Now for my face, I don't necessarily use this. What I do use for my face, because I also tend to get eczema on my face, usually over on this side where my freckles are, I get eczema. On this side of my face, I get eczema. And I get those dry patches. Now what I use for that is, here I have the St. Ives Nourished and Smooth Oatmeal Scrub Mask. Now I will do this several times a week, usually 2 times a week, nothing more than that, because I don't want to totally strip my skin. But I do this, and just to help with those dry patches on my skin. So if you're experiencing not even necessarily eczema, but you have dry patches on your skin, or your skin is just really going through it, getting a good mask and a scrub to help pull out all of the dirt and all that oil will really help. Then I also make sure that I use my micellar water. What I do usually first is I use the micellar water first, wash my face, make sure it's completely clean, and then I go in with my oatmeal mask. On a regular night when I'm not using the oatmeal mask, I just use my micellar water. I use this twice a day, at night and then in the morning as well. It's not super drying, but it does clean my face, and I use it because I really have noticed my skin really gets clean, and my makeup, if I wear any, really comes off very well using this. Now, the next thing that I do for my eczema is I use a antibiotic ointment. Now, what I do is after I get out of the shower at night and in the morning, I will put this on first on those dry areas. I take a little bit of this, I'll show you, a little bit of this, and I put it in those areas. Then I go on to adding my SPF here as well, because I want to be able to add that protection from the sun, because if the sun hits this and my skin starts to burn in any way, it flares up the eczema even more, and I don't want that. So I definitely use an SPF for protection. Now I also will use a little bit of SPF on my face as well. What I do is after my face is clean, I will spray this. I'll show you in the routine you see in the clip, but that's what I do. I add that. And then also I go in on my face with this, but then on my body I go in with my regular moisturizer afterwards. Now people may say to me, oh, well, it seems like a lot on your face to add your SPF, a little bit of your antibiotic cream, and then your moisturizer. What I do is I blot afterwards. I always make sure that I blot to help get rid of that excess product, that excess oil. I blot so that my face isn't super greasy. And I've noticed this really helpful to me and to my routine and to my skin, because it really helps with those dry areas. Now the antibiotic cream I only use in the dry areas on my skin, on my face, and on my arms. Now as far as the SPF, when it comes to my face, I do not use a lot. I just use literally a dime size amount on my face. Maybe a dime or maybe a nickel size amount I use on my face, just to give me just a little bit of that layer of protection. And then I go in with my moisturizer. Now the moisturizer, I don't add a lot to that either, just really getting in those areas that really need that moisture, such as under my eyes and my nose, because my nose tends to get very dry. Chin tends to get very dry as well, and those are the areas. But yeah, I wanted to come on and show you and tell you what my routine was. Now, what you need to do is find products that are really going to help. There are medicated products that the doctor can recommend. You have to speak with your physician about that. But there's also products out there. Gold Bond has an eczema formula cream. Cetaphil, you can try those as well. And you can try those products to help with your eczema. The main thing about eczema is really making sure that you keep your skin moisturized. When that skin is dry, it flares up the eczema. Then you'll get flakiness in your skin, and you don't want that. So making sure you find the right products. Find products that are not going to be that are going to work against your skin. That if your skin is a little sensitive, be careful you find products that are definitely perfume free of fragrances. That's important as well, because those fragrances can cause your skin to flare up and can counteract your sensitive skin. So as you make sure you're doing that as well, and making sure that you're constantly keeping your skin moisturized. You're constantly developing a good routine for the eczema and just for your skin in general. And now that I'm getting a lot older, I'm realizing that it is super important to do that. And now I know when my eczema is starting to flare up, because I can start to feel little patches of where it's getting dry. I start to feel a little bit of itchiness. That's when I start immediately going in with these products. I don't necessarily need to use these products all the time, because in the winter my skin, it behaves in the winter time. So if it behaves in the winter time, I'm going to be okay with that, and I just really will wash my face. I do use the oatmeal scrub, and I just go in with my cold cream, and that's what I do. But thank you guys for watching. Any more questions? Let me know. Any more video suggestions, ideas, let me know. I will talk to you guys next time.